If you're listening, whoa, today is gonna be the day. 'Cause I'm Mr. Brightside.
You're listening to GECKO Radio, Jeju Morning Alternative.
Good morning, everybody. How you doing? And I already immediately have a technical difficulty, which is fantastic. Okay, there we go. And how are we doing today? How's everybody going? My name is Mark Wilson Che. Good morning, Jeju. Why don't we start things off with Moher, Pak Sugijang.
You're listening to the GEC's very own GECKO Radio, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Jeju Morning Alternative.
All right, good morning, GEC, and welcome back to GECKO Radio, Jeju Morning Alternative. How's my volume? We're still trying to figure this whole technical stuff out. There's some weird tweaks compared to the music and my voice. I felt like yesterday my voice was kind of blowing it out, but I'm also kind of a loud guy. So I hope my voice, my sound level is okay. If it feels like I'm kind of like, blowing the mic out, just please let us know in the chat so we can just kind of figure all that out. Okay. So I'm your host, Mark Wilson Che, and we're coming to you live from the Global Education City right here on Jeju Island. This is episode 2. Yay! We made it. We survived. I actually got some sleep. We're still fresh. We're still figuring out our morning rhythm, but we're very happy to be here with you. This morning's show, what is it for, you guys? GECKO Radio is for the teachers heading into class. Maybe they're it's at 7 o'clock right now, so I feel like the teachers are probably on their way to school now. I know the kids are slowly starting to wake up. The moms, I'm sure, are giving their last warnings for their kid to get out of bed, right? Maybe you guys are having some breakfast. Maybe you wash your face. Whatever you guys do in the morning. If you take a shower in the morning, just prop me up. I got on my phone, I got one of those magnetic like metal rings, and then I put that up on my bathroom. I just prop it up there, so that's pretty cool. So if you're doing all that stuff, brushing your teeth, doing whatever, just have me on in the background. You don't have to look at me. You don't have to look at my face. Just hear what's going on. We're here to keep you in the loop with what's happening around Jeju. If you heard a snorting, my dog is just below me, and she snorts. Like, she snores, but also she snorts like a pig. So if you hear some like pig sound, it's my dog right below here. If you hear some loud barking out of nowhere, somebody showed up, maybe delivery man. So I apologize for that if that happens. What are we here for? We're here to give you guys local news, upcoming events, cool places to check out, and music coming out of Jeju and Korea right now. All the music you heard, Moher, which you heard, oh man, they have such a good sound. They have this like folky kind of country vibe to them, and they're great. We're gonna hear a lot more like music that style, because Korea has really great music, and there's nothing against K-pop, right? But there's so much more than K-pop. Also, we can't afford K-pop, so we can't put that on here because of the copyrights, but we have permission to use all of these great local artists here on GECKO Radio. So we're going to hear more really cool alternative, Jeju Morning Alternative. That's our tagline. More alternative kind of music. Rock, folk rock, some country, maybe some country style. So just stay tuned in. This is GECKO Radio, guys. Who am I? My name is Mark Wilson Che. Some of my students, they know me as Mr. Mark. My old students know me as Mr. Wilson, which is super old sounding. I am the DJ, writer, editor, marketer. This is all produced by me, but I do have my lovely head writer Jung Yun Choi, who whipped up the script. She's finding all these like really relevant events and stuff. So I hope we can really keep you up to date on everything like that. Check us out at GECKO. I can't even say the name of our radio channel. Check out GECKO Radio _ oh my goodness, at GECKO _ radio _ Jeju. Or you can check me out at Mark at Makuya. That's MAKUYAAH, and Henya husband. Also, check out Jade JY Choi, Jeju Jade on Instagram. That's my wife. She also started up a really cool podcast with her buddy Migu Kenya called Henya Hangout. So check that out. All right, so let's get into the weather. Okay, let's do the weather. For today, Tuesday, April 28th, Daejeong-up is looking like a pretty cool spring day. Not as in like, oh, it's cool, man, as in literally cool. The temperatures are expected to start at around 9 degrees in the morning and climb only to about 16 degrees in the afternoon. Okay, so compared to yesterday, it's going to feel a bit cooler. Not exactly warm, but still comfortable enough if you are dressed right. So 16, yeah, I mean, there's definitely a noticeable difference between 16 and 20, I feel. So it's definitely way more overcast right now. It's kind of dreary and gray outside. I'm looking at my window right here. And apparently, skies will stay mostly overcast throughout the day, and the morning could still feel quite chilly. A light jacket or outer layer could be a good idea, especially if you're heading out early. And as always in Daejeong, the wind can make it feel colder than the number on the forecast. There's always the wind chill factor, so be aware of that. So if you're outdoors for a while, a thin windbreaker might be your best friend tomorrow. We got a daily question. Let's start things off with a daily question before we get into our next song, okay? There is a small island near Mosopol, and it's known for its beautiful green barley festival in spring. It sits between Jeju's main island and Marado. What is the island called? Okay. All right. So let's move on to our next song. This is Naksa by Hathaway. For that Jeju morning alternative, tune in to GECKO Radio, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. all week, baby. That's right, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. How did we figure out that time, 7 a.m.? Because when I talk to people at home or up in Seoul, they're like, bro, that is so early. Well, the thing is, I got a lot of students, and I really wanted to be a channel for the staff of all the GEC and also the kids getting up. So I just asked all these different moms, okay, what time do you wake up? What time do you get up in the morning? What time do you have to, Haley, what time do you have to get Ihan out of bed? So we were just figuring this out. So we found that maybe 7 to 8 a.m. is a good time, because around 8 o'clock is like when you kind of shove your kids out the door of the car, from what we found. So hopefully this is a good time. Hopefully this is a good time for you guys. Before we get into the answer to the question, first I want to talk about that artist, Hathaway. That was Naksa by Hathaway. Don't they sound like so cool? Like they are just too cool for school, man. I got to see them live at the Stepping Stone Festival a couple years ago, and they are just like, when somebody's just cool and they're not trying, right? The girl who's singing, she's this bassist, and she was just like vibing out, man. And she had like these cool, thick like glasses on, and I didn't notice it on stage, but she also has these two piercings. Yeah, it's so cool, and they just got really cool vibes. I love them, and we're gonna keep hearing people like that. Once again, we're a Jeju morning alternative, so we're gonna hear a lot more of different vibes, different kind of music on this channel. Okay, let's get into the question here. Apologies. So the question was, this is a small island near Mosopol and is known for its beautiful green barley festival in spring. It sits between Jeju's main island and Marado. What is the island called? And what we heard in the morning was from Haley Kim once again. Gappado, ding dong, ding. I need to put a little jingle up here. Ding, good job. Gappado is correct. Let me ask you guys, have you ever been to Gappado? Haley, Ihan, have you ever been to Gappado? Anybody else in the chat here? Hishin Jeju says the volume's good. Thanks, great. Said the volume was fine yesterday. Okay, so just let us know. Everyday Vacation Man is here. Ooh, he is one of our artists from Parasol Waves, so we'll get to hear his work later. Also, Everyday Vacation Man, his name is Esteban. Their song is like our main GECKO radio song, so there you go, it's our theme song. So there you go, Parasol Waves. So welcome everybody, really thanks. Wow, yes, we're in the double digits. We got 11 people watching. Yay, double digits. Okay, focus, Mark, focus. Okay, Gappado. Okay, Gappado is one of Jeju's small, what we call satellite islands, sitting between Mosopol and Marodo on the southwest side. I used to live in Gosan, and you could see it from there, right? And then if we go diving with Hena, you can also see Marodo. It's a largish satellite island, and it's very flat. Have you been there? What I like about Marodo is if you actually look at it from above, through satellite or just on, Naver or Kakao maps, it looks like a manta ray. So I thought that was always cool. In spring, it becomes famous for its green barley fields. The whole island turns this soft, bright green landscape with the ocean all around you. The Gappado Green Barley Festival was actually, thank you, Haley, apologies for my Korea. It is the Cheongbori Chukje. Okay, so that is the Gappado Green Barley Festival. It usually runs from late March to mid-May, and it's one of the most beautiful spring day trips from Jeju. But here's the important tip. During the festival season, don't just show up and hope for the best, okay? Ferries, they leave from Unjin Port, and the advanced booking is strongly recommended. So online reservations are usually available until the day before. And once you arrive at the port, you should be there at least 40 minutes early to exchange your reservation for a boarding ticket. So again, I asked you guys if you've been. Haley says yes. Haley and Ian Hunt, how was Gappado for you guys? How was it? I'll tell you a little bit about my experience. I went to Gappado in my first year living in Jeju, and I gotta say, my first year was rough. I had I don't know if I had a hard time adjusting, but also I think I just had such a major life shift from the crazy life in Seoul and then coming down here to Jeju. So I had it rough. So what I did was my wife was kind enough to just kind of pay for the ticket and bring my friend down to help me just recover and get better. His name is Alex. He's an amazing dude. He's a pilot now, which is super cool. He's not in Korea anymore, but he's been here for a long time. So we came down. We went to Gappado and then we rode the bicycle. You can rent the bicycles around, so you can, ride all the way around. You can ride the entire circumference of the island, or there are several paths that cut straight through the island. We got some cool accessories like Indian imports and these cool bead whatevers like necklaces or bracelets. We also ate pretty delicious local seafood. And then I visited there one more time to walk the Gappado Ole. That's when I was in Ole trail mode. Maybe we'll do a whole focus episode on Jeju Ole. So I had to check, get the stamp for Gappado Ole. And also I got to enjoy some art at the art residency. Yeah, Gappado is neat because it actually has art residencies. So artists, they get invited to the island to live there and just do what artists do. I mean, how cool is that, right? Also, one of the Henya from my wife's and Migu Kenya's Henya team, she's originally from Gappado, and then her family is still Henya at Gappado, so that is really cool too. Yeah, seafood ramen, of course, is super good, and it's Henya run. Good memories. Now, if you plan to visit Gappado on May 1st, Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm misreading the script. I plan to visit Gapado on May 1st, and it's with the Jungyoon's Henya group, and I have this other profile called Henya Husband, and I'm just the resident Henya husband, just running around carrying heavy stuff. But also, I'm kind of the resident photographer. I have this nice camera that I'm borrowing, and whenever they do these big trips, I'm like, oh, I don't want to invite myself because you guys need. My wife's like, no, you're coming because you're the photographer, okay? Because if you're not there, then one of us has to like get out of the photo. So you're just there to take photos. You know, that's it. That's your job. So great. But yeah, I got my camera. I also have a drone. So yeah, you know, I can take good photos of them. So there we go. Now, let's move on to our next song, and it's very appropriate because I just got my coffee. Thank you very much. This is Iced Americano Forever featuring Little Cherry and Jungle, but the main artist is CYRRCA. So let's check that out. Iced Americano Forever. Sounds pretty good to me.
Ice Americano. Americano.
That was Iced Americano Forever by CYRRCA featuring Lil Cherry and Jungle. Also, they sound so cool, right? Super cool. They have the music video on their YouTube channel of Iced Americano Forever. They also dropped another recent music video, so please check out CYRRCA. The spelling is CYRRCA. He's super cool. Also, Jungle, who's heavily featured in the Iced Americano Forever video. She's heavily featured. She's pretty much the main star of I was about to say Crying in H Mart. No, that is the book. Japanese Breakfast. She did the song. Hey, writer Jungyoon, what was the name of the song of Japanese Breakfast? I don't know if she's listening. Okay, but do check it out. It's like a super amazing video. She's like Venus, like she's born out of the ocean and stuff. Do check it out. Very, very cool. Now, I'm checking out the chat here. Haley Kim says, this could be Haley, it could be Ihan, it could be both. That Gapado, it was beautiful. I was with my family and met my friend while I was there. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, yeah, went with my friend. I mean, some of these moments, they're best shared with friends, right? Migu Kenya says she's getting ready for the Gapado trip on Friday. And yes, I am the photographer and the Samchun love me. Keyword hint. We'll talk about Samchun a little bit later today. And then Haley Kim, probably Ihan, says, I miss Ms. Kylie. Ms. Kylie is also a teacher of Ihan. So there we go. We're meeting together. Now, Everyday Vacation Man says, I was near Unjinhang yesterday, and it was buzzing with people heading over to Gapado. So that makes total sense. Yeah, the traffic, it does have large parking there, but I'm sure it can be a bit congested there. So please be careful. Let's see. High Five in Jeju asks, could you make a playlist of the songs you play? Yeah, I could totally do that. If you check the description of this episode, we will have the links to their websites, but I'll just put up a playlist too. Thank you for that, really. And then shout out JY Choi says, shout out to Chunjane Shikdang in Gapado. Make sure to check them out. That's run by my Henya colleague Minnie's family. That is the Henya I mentioned that's originally from Gapado. 3 generations of Henya. Wow, they are like Gapado royalty. Yeah, they like run the island. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. Okay, and thank you, writer JY. She says the song was that Jungle is heavily featured in is by Japanese Breakfast that features Jungle is Orlando in Love. Yes, Orlando in Love. Also a beautiful music video and an amazing song. We're not quite there where we can afford to have them on our channel, but yes, please do check it out. So let's move on here. Let's do the news. Yeah, I got my news jingle on. Right, okay. It is time for the Jeju News Briefing. Jeju recorded the lowest level of fine dust in the country last year. Okay, according to the Jeju Institute of Health and Environment, the island's annual average concentration of ultrafine dust, or PM 2.5, stood at 13 micrograms per cubic meter in 2025. I'm not an expert, but I'm guessing that's low, considering it's the lowest in the country last year. That was the lowest among all 17 cities and provinces in South Korea, and also below the national environmental standard of 15 micrograms per cubic meter. Almost had a Freudian slip there. Looking at the long-term trend, Jeju's air quality has also shown steady improvement compared to 2015, when official measurements began and the annual average was 23 micrograms per cubic meter. Jeju's PM 2.5 concentration has dropped by around 43% over the past decade. Researchers say the improvement appears to be the result of both Jeju's natural conditions and local fine dust reduction policies, including support for scrapping older diesel vehicles and the expansion of electrical vehicle use. And hey, I am about to get an EV, and so is everyday vacation man. We're about to be buddies. We're gonna get the same EV. We're gonna do an episode about the EVs here, but it's the Musu EV. I'm just excited to talk about it. It's a pickup truck and it's EV and it's by KGM, and I'm super excited about it. And what's great about YouTube, I can say the brand names and not get in trouble. Okay, back to the news. Now, this institute that, once again, that is let me look for it. Where is it? The Jeju Institute of Health and Environment. The institute says it will continue strengthening monitoring of pollutants coming from outside of the island while further improving Jeju air's quality management system. Yes, so there we go. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? If we're talking about the air quality comparison between Jeju and other places and the mainland, right? I mean, I lived in Seoul for a very long time, and every year, man, and I think you don't realize how the difference until you live away from the mainland, right? I'm sure Haley, she can relate. Everybody else, everyday vacation man, does a lot of traveling between Jeju and the mainland, whether it be Seoul or Incheon or Gimpo. And yeah, it's very, very, very noticeable. The misemanji, the micro dust. When I first came to the island, again, this was kind of during my rough patch. I was trying to get into gardening to just, help me feel better. And we met a lady who ran this huge, like, flower / succulent farm. It was like really big greenhouse area, and it was near Mulsipol. It was close to, I think it's close to where that new Daiso is in Mulsipol, on the highway, off the highway. And so we learned that she brought her 2 kids down from the mainland because one of her sons had some severe skin conditions. And so she just decided to pack up and move. I think she had family down here. Don't quote me on that, but I think she also had family. She brought her 2 sons down, young children at the time. This was like 4 years ago. So, they were like 9, 10 at the time. And apparently their skin cleared up. So, of course, we can't say that it was Jeju's clean air that helped out, or the sunlight that helped out, but I bet it's not 0%. You know what I mean? And I also feel that my skin and the sun that I'm getting down here, for sure, right? I mean, again, it's pretty noticeable. So there you go. Good job, Jeju, recording the lowest level of fine dust. Let's keep it up. Every now and then we do get some nasty days of fine dust, which makes me kind of bummed all the way down here in Jeju. But as we're kind of switching over, as Jeju, and I talked about this yesterday, they push these initiatives for kind of greener energy and EV and solar. Let's just hope in the immediate area of Jeju that the quality gets better, right? So the quality of our life gets better. Okay, moving on. Oh, this is cool. Ihan's gonna like this. Jeju is to hold 5 drone light shows this year, lighting up the night sky with 5,000 drones. So cool. Jost, Jeju will host 5 midsummer night drone light shows this year, linked to major festivals and events in an effort to boost nighttime tourism. That's totally true. We got to know a lot of the village chiefs and local government heads in Jeju, and the one thing they're always trying to work on is nighttime tourism. Right? You can go to the beaches, you can go to the Odom, you can go hiking and all this stuff, but what's going on at nighttime? And as you and I, we live here, you know that this place gets pretty dark and shuts down pretty early. So, there's money to be had, right? So I guess they're doing these nighttime light shows to keep it up during the nighttime. This show will be connected with major events such as the Honinji Hydrangea Festival and the Future Aerospace Confesta. That's a fun word. Confesta. According to Jeju Province, this year's drone light shows will begin in June in the Honinji Hydrangea Festival, followed by other major tourism and cultural festivals. Across the 5 performances, a total of 5,000 drones will be used. Have you seen those drones? They're so tiny, right? They're really tiny light drones, and they just move with these pinpoint accuracies. It's pretty amazing stuff. It's proper like 3D imaging. So cool. Each drone will incorporate the unique story and theme of the festival it is connected to, turning them into visual storytelling. For the main event, fireworks drones will be used to create dynamic scenes representing Jeju's vision for the future. Fireworks drones. So, are we talking drones that actually shoot fireworks? Because if so, that is awesome. Okay, let's move on to our next song. Oh, I like these guys a lot. This is Yeoyu and Seolbin, Meari.
GECKO Radio in the morning, the only station out of the GEC Jeju.
That's right. We are the only station based out of the GEC Jeju, Monday through Friday, GECKO Radio, 7 a.m. in the morning. That was Yeoyu and Seolbin. They are also, they got a great sound, don't they? Super folky, a bit of country. I had a chance to see them live in this really cool, intimate. Everyday Vacation Man was also there with his wife, and they played that song that you just heard, Meari, and the version that you just heard now is quite cool. Like it's quite like it's got a really nice beat to it, but the version we saw, they kept like growing in volume and pace, so I literally felt like I was like in the steppes on like a Mongol horse, like in like full Mongolian garb, like riding across the whatever, the Mongolian desert. That's what it felt like, the build up. They are amazing live. All these artists are incredible. They got a great sound, and they perform. You're gonna hear about them if there's shows. Of course, we were also going to let you know there's big festivals coming up, so we hope to showcase more amazing artists like Yeoyu and Seolbin. So let's move on. Ooh, what is going down in the GEC schools? Okay, so this is for Ihan. Now, we don't have a lot of information on BHA, so if there's anything of the other schools, please let us know. We're also going to do our due diligence and also find out also the different events in the GEC. But yeah, everybody's back from the spring break, and according to SJA, or that's St. Johnsbury's Academy, Jeju, grade 2 to 5 has their map testing. It's kind of like their proficiency term test that I've noticed, and some of my students, they show this. It's essentially like they show up. It's less like a report card and more just like where they're at to compared where they were, and it's like super like intricate looking with like line graphs and stuff. It's like, okay, this is him before and then this is him now, and it's like beep beep beep. So apparently they're doing math, which is okay, super important in Korea, of course. Yesterday, according to the script, SJA grade 2 to 5 students had their map test for reading. I was told actually yesterday I met one of my students. He said reading was today, but who knows? Map tests are going on, whether it's reading or math or whatever, but it's MAP, M-A-P. I'm not sure what the acronym means, so I'll look that up too. And on Thursday, it seems like you're gonna have SJ language map test. So best of luck out there, all SJ students. BHA, what is the BHA is okay. Yeah, so according to Haley, BHA is also doing it soon too. So good luck out there at BHA. Fighting. Um, I guess I was talking to my student yesterday and I was saying, like, I guess the good thing about these tests is it really helps you just compare yourself to yourself from before, right? I felt he was a little worried comparing himself to other students, just in language level or math level. And I'm like, hey man, are you better than what you were a year ago? If so, that's all that matters, right? So that's kind of the cool thing about these map tests is it can helps them just compare themselves against themselves. But also, you're still get kids. You're just kids. So, um, you know, it's all right. It's all right. You got plenty of time. Don't put so much pressure on yourself, right? Okay. Now let's move on. Oh, this is fun. We got Jeju word of the day, and it was actually mentioned in the chat here. Today's Jeju word of the day is samchun. Samchun. Now, this sounds very similar to the standard Korean word samchon, which means uncle, usually your parent's brother, okay? But in Jeju, samchun is used much more broadly and warmly. It can mean uncle or auntie, right? So instead of saying emo, you say samchun, 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 right? But it's also a friendly way to refer to just older folks in the village, especially elder women, neighbors, and henya, right? So in standard Korean, samchon is usually about family, but in Jeju, it's samchun can be about community, but also family too. So yeah, if you're ever if you go to Gappado, you go to what the restaurant we mentioned earlier, which is run by Henya. Don't say imo nim, right? Samchun, samchun. Go ahead and use that samchun. For example, when I say Henya samchun, I'm not necessarily talking about my actual aunt. I'm talking about the older Henya women in the village with respect, affection, and closeness. It was mentioned in the chat that I guess the samchun appreciate me taking photos and lifting heavy things. So, of course, I love them very much too. They as much as we say it doesn't technically refer to family, I feel like I'm part of the family as well. So there you go, samchun. Okay. So why don't we move on? We're moving right along here. Why don't we do Matthew Smith, Watch the Sun?
Meet more. You are listening to GECKO Radio in the morning.
That is right. GECKO Radio in the morning. We're moving right along here. I was going to Jeju life hack, but I feel like most of our listeners would know this life hack. So I think we're going to push that off for a later episode when we maybe have more listeners who aren't already experts at Jeju. I wanted to share something else that's super cool. Okay. This is what we're going to call for now an influencer to follow today's GECKO feed. Okay. So now for today's GECKO feed, I want to share like a influencer or a social media person to follow this week. This is pretty cool, actually. Okay, now Jeju is the destination for travel and food influencers. I'm sure you guys are always trying to find new places to eat. And this might be one of the most practically helpful accounts you can follow, because here's the thing about Jeju. Weather forecasts don't always mean much, right? The weather here, as we know, we live here, it changes constantly. Wherever you are on the island, right? If you're on the east side, that can be completely different than what's going up in Jeju-si compared to Sogyepo, compared to us on the corner here, right? On the western side. So it can change every hour, sometimes every 5 to 10 minutes, really. Now, a lot of locals already know this trick, right? So you open up a map app like Naver, zoom out and tap out in these CCTV icons to check real-time conditions on the roads, right? You check out the CCTV and that tells you, okay, is it foggy? Is it rainy in the wintertime, right? Stuff like that. But here's the thing. There's one problem here. These cameras, they don't show the ocean, okay? And this is where Jeju Mini comes in. That's right, Jeju Mini. Jeju Mini, right? He's partnered, okay, this is the social media account here. He is partnered with around 30 businesses across the island, many right by popular beaches, others near major inland spots, and installed live CCTV so you can actually see the current conditions. So there you go. If you're Henya and stuff like that, or if you want to go to the beach, right, you can check out the water conditions. So whether you're wondering if the sea is swimmable, if the waves are too rough, or even if it's worth heading up toward Halasan in the winter, you can check instantly. Okay, so that is Jeju Mini. You can follow him on Instagram and head to a link in his profile. I'll probably just put his link. I should have put his link in the description below, or you can go directly to todayjeju.kr. So if you go on the Instagram Jeju Mini, there's a link into his link tree, and then you click on the link and it's going to show you a map, okay, much like your Naver Kakao maps, and it's going to be with red live icons, and so you tap any location and you get real-time visuals from that exact spot. And I mean that's just so helpful, right? That, I mean, the fact that it can show locations that Naver maps and Kakao maps aren't even reaching, and it's kind of crazy they don't have any of the ocean. So Jeju Mini, okay, it's one of the smartest ways to plan your day in Jeju. If you have relatives coming down, Jeju Mini is where it's at. Also, you can go on todayjeju.kr. I think it's called Ono Jeju, right, in Korean. There's another feature that's actually pretty interesting. Right on the main page, you'll see a live counter showing how many people are currently visiting Jeju. Wow, this guy's cool, man. The large number on top is labeled Nekugin, which means domestic visitors. For example, on April 26th, that number was around 32,139. And then right below it, you'll see Wegokin, hey, which refers to international visitors. That was about 10,424. That was on April 26th, so that was just a couple of days ago. That's so cool. I mean, you gotta love people like this that just do services like that. They just want to help out, right? And that's the cool thing. He's linking up with local businesses too. And there you go. You can see actually literally how many people are visiting Jeju. Also. And now the thing is, they aren't exactly real time. They seem to be updated with a delay of a couple days, but still, come on. It gives you a really nice snapshot on how busy the island is. So, I mean, that's super cool. Mush Pouch says, yeah, I've never known that, and I've lived in Jeju for 30 years. Yeah, that's so cool. So again, todayjeju.kr, but we did check the website. It seemed like it was down a little bit, but the Jeju Mini Instagram is working. He's got the link tree there on his Instagram account, Jeju Mini, like capital JEJUMINI, Jeju Mini. So there you go. That's it. That's so cool. I wanted to share that with you guys. And we're pretty much out of time, That's episode 2. Again, super thankful for all the amazing musicians. We broke double digits today with 11 listeners. Thank you so much. And we just want to keep sharing cool tidbits like this. So, the fact that hopefully we can give you information that even people who've been here, living here many times, many years, giving you some new information, and also just sharing like really cool new artists. All that information is in the description below. And that's it. Just more to come. We're going to be here again, 7 a.m. Where is it? 7 a.m. tomorrow. Monday through Friday. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining us. Now the counter is going up just as I'm about to cut it out here. I think that's Kelly. Hello, Mr. Mark. Hi. She shows up just at the end. I feel like I need to make my episode a little bit longer. But anyways, do check out Jeju Mini. That's going to share all this information that Naver Maps and Kakao Maps can't give you. Live feed CCTV locations that aren't shown on Naver and Kakao Maps, and of the beaches as well, which is not available on our mainstream maps. Okay. look at the description below if you want to check out the artists. I will make playlists in the future. And that does it for today. That does it for today's episode of GECKO Radio. We're going to have our theme song play us out. And also, I believe the artist is actually in the chat. So we're going to have Dive Into the Ocean by Parasol Waves to play us out. See you guys later. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye.